Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital GH spoilers tease that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous plan to catch Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson cheating on Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen could go horribly wrong. Nina and Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, hatched a plan to get Drew fired from his relationship with Willow, using prostitute sex worker Jacinda Page Herschel. Never mind that even Nina doesn't think that Drew would cheat. If Willow discovers that Drew cheated, will she believe it? GH spoilers tease that Jacinda acts the part perfectly and tries to convince Willow that Congressman Drew wanted her. But what happens when perfect man Drew tells a different story and thinks he may have been drugged? If he thinks he was set up, there is only one person he knows would have done so: Nina. Drew could claim that Nina is behind the mess, and figure that she wants to ruin their relationship. It could get to the point that Willow remembers telling Nina when she was flying back from Germany and thus had insider knowledge to set a trap. Either way, Willow thinks that Drew walks on water, so she may believe him over any evidence she sees. Of course, slimeball Drew declares that he loves her and wouldn't throw them away, and of course trusting Willow should believe him. What does this mean for Nina? Willow could oust Mama Nina if she thinks she planned to bust up her happiness with Drew. If this happens, Nina's scheme would backfire and bring about her worst fear, the loss of Willow all over again. Let's be honest though, none of the actors in this play are innocent, each has been digging lots of dirt. Who will bust up Nina? Nina's plot may be just what Drew needs to turn Willow against her mom. But then again, Drew slept with Nina, so how will Willow take that when, not if, she finds out? We predict that Willow may demand to know if Nina set Drew up. How would Nina handle the confrontation? She's a great liar, so we can see her digging her heels in deeper. She just has to hope that Jacinda doesn't spill the beans. Or, Nina might decide she is sick of all the deceit and tell her daughter about her affair with Drew. That would frost everyone's shorts. Tell us, General Hospital fans, how do you see this underhanded plot playing out? Port Charles is about to erupt as secrets bubble to the surface, and loyalty is tested in ways that will leave families shattered and alliances redefined. At the heart of the brewing storm, Nina Reeves and the ticking time bomb of deception she's tried so desperately to contain. But as Drew Kane turns up the heat with a vengeance, and Willow Corinthos begins to doubt the woman who calls herself Mom, a honey trap could become the very snare that brings Nina's world crashing down. The calm before the storm. For months now, Nina has walked a razor's edge. After blowing the whistle on Carly and Drew's insider trading deal, she thought she could bury her involvement beneath layers of deflection, manipulation, and, of course, leverage. With Ned Quartermain's accident delaying the truth from surfacing, and Sonny none the wiser, Nina believed she had bought herself time. But time, as Port Charles residents know too well, is a luxury no one can afford. Ever since Ned, now Eddie Main, began to regain flashes of memory, Nina's anxieties have spiraled. And as Drew, newly released from Pentonville after a brutal stint that nearly cost him his life, begins to smell the stench of betrayal, he's zeroing in on Nina as the root cause. And he's not alone. Drew connects the dots. Drew's transformation post-prison has been chilling. Gone is the calm, level-headed hero. In his place stands a man hardened by isolation, humiliation, and fury. He's not content to let bygones be bygones. Carly may have moved on, for now, but Drew hasn't. He wants justice. Not just for the prison sentence he endured, but for the betrayal that sent him there. Recent scenes show Drew digging deeper into the leak that landed him and Carly in the sex crosshairs. When he confronts Michael about the dropped investigation and Nina's mysterious immunity, Michael deflects. But that only fuels Drew's suspicion. And when he catches wind of Ned recalling fragments of a conversation involving Nina and a phone call to the SEC, Drew sees red. Spoilers tease that Drew uses his connections to set a trap for Nina, one that plays directly into her desire to keep Willow and Sonny in her corner. Knowing she'll do anything to protect the fragile bridge she's built with her daughter, Drew stages a scenario designed to provoke Nina into a confession. And it works, almost too well. The honey trap springs. In a stunning turn of events, Drew engineers a public leak of information that implicates a fictional third party, someone close to Nina. When Nina hears the fabricated rumor that Ava might be investigated next, her panic is instantaneous. She confronts the person she thinks is behind it, but in doing so, she lets slip a critical detail: her call to the SEC wasn't random. It was personal, and calculated. Unbeknownst to her, the entire confrontation is recorded. Drew now holds the smoking gun. As Nina reels from the realization that she's been played, the video lands in Michael's inbox, thanks to Drew's plan. But instead of sending it straight to Willow, Michael hesitates. He wants to be sure. And that's when things take an unexpected emotional twist. Willow's dilemma. Willow's heart has slowly begun to thaw toward Nina. After her bone marrow transplant and the harrowing near-death experience, she felt compelled to give Nina a chance, not just for her own sake, but for her children's. She's cautiously opened the door, allowing Nina glimpses into family moments. Nina, desperate for connection, has clung to those visits as lifelines. But when Drew shows up with the evidence, Willow is shaken to her core. Her instinct is to deny it. Her mother wouldn't betray her like that, not when she was fighting for her life. But Drew's eyes tell the story. He doesn't want to hurt Willow, but he refuses to let Nina's manipulation go unpunished. Willow listens to the recording. The voice is unmistakably Nina's. Her words are cold, calculated, vindictive, and in that moment, Willow breaks. Nina's web unravels. The fallout is immediate. Willow shuts down contact. She sends a text to Nina, short and icy, "I know what you did. Don't come near my family again." Nina, devastated, rushes to the Quartermain estate, but Michael blocks her at the door. "You made your bed," he tells her. "Now lie in it." As if that weren't bad enough, Sonny soon learns the truth. But not from Nina, from Ava, who's furious that her name was dragged into the trap and that Nina once again acted without thinking. Ava and Sonny's conversation is explosive. Ava lays it all out, from the call to the SEC to the cover-up. Sonny, betrayed beyond measure, returns home to confront Nina. The scene is raw. Nina tries to explain. She insists she was desperate to protect their future, that Carly and Drew broke the law, and she was simply holding them accountable. But Sonny doesn't buy it. "You weren't protecting us," he says. "You were protecting yourself." He walks out. No threats. No shouting. Just silence. Which, from Sonny Corinthos, is far more terrifying than rage. Carly's moment of truth. Meanwhile, Carly, caught between relief and heartbreak, watches as the woman who tried to destroy her life now finds her own life in tatters. But instead of celebrating, Carly does something unexpected. She meets with Willow. The two women, once bitter adversaries, share a quiet moment. Carly expresses regret that Willow has to experience this kind of betrayal. She doesn't gloat. She doesn't say, "I told you so." She simply listens. Willow, emotional and conflicted, admits that she feels like a fool for trusting Nina. Carly places a hand on her shoulder and says, "You're not a fool. You're a good person." That's something Nina couldn't understand. Nina's spiral. Cut off from Willow, abandoned by Sonny, and alienated from Ava, Nina's world begins to implode. She retreats to the Metro Court penthouse, a bottle in hand and her phone off. The once gleaming image of a woman who had it all now appears hollow, broken, and utterly alone. Maxie tries to reach her. So does Sasha. But Nina shuts everyone out. Spoilers hint that a breakdown is looming. And it won't be pretty. Nina may lash out, perhaps at Drew, perhaps even at Carly. But the person she's truly furious with is herself. What comes next? With Nina's lies exposed and her relationships in shambles, the big question becomes, what now? Will Sonny take her back? Unlikely, at least not anytime soon. His trust is not easily regained, and this betrayal cuts deeper than most. Will Willow ever forgive her? There's potential for healing, but only after time, remorse, and a lot of effort, something Nina may not be capable of. Will Drew face consequences for setting the trap? While morally gray, his actions were strategic rather than illegal. Still, he may face fallout from Michael or Willow if things spiral further. And what of Carly? Will she use Nina's downfall to rise again? Will she and Drew rekindle their connection, or is that chapter closed? Final thoughts. Port Charles thrives on secrets, but when the truth finally comes out, the consequences are always explosive. Nina's honey trap may have once ensnared Carly and Drew, but in the end, it caught the spider herself. And with Willow turning away and Sonny walking out, Nina is forced to confront the truth she's been avoiding all along. You can't force love. You have to earn it. And in trying to manipulate the people she claimed to care about, Nina may have lost the very things she fought so hard to gain. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.